What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. A long day, as always, for me, but it's always enjoyable when I'm able to sit on this chair here and talk some birds with you. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. And got some unfortunate news. We knew what was coming. It kind of already happened, and I don't know if it really is going to happen in the end. So many surprises from this dude here, but we're going to talk about all that stuff. Not a live video, but love to hear from you. Appreciate you all taking the time here tonight. If you're hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing, commenting, whatever you're doing, I can't thank you enough for the support. So hope you had a great Monday, but let's jump right into this. Brandon Graham officially placed on the reserve retired list. So that just means that the paperwork goes in, all that money we talked about the other day. Yesterday, go check out that video, 1.25 mil saved on the cap. You take on a little bit of dead money, but we've talked about that. That stuff is already accounted for. All you need to know is you get an extra 1.2 onto the number that we talked about. Now, it's about 25 million. We're waiting to see what the actual number is for Bryce Huff. Remember, I didn't really have time. Head was blasting for 3 days straight. Today, finally, of course, at work, got my ass kicked, but just haven't had time, and I was kind of hoping somebody else would put those numbers out that has that information. I do not, but it didn't happen. So when that stuff comes available, the official trade was made, but still not saying the picks. Whenever that stuff becomes available, I'll give it to you. But we do know that Brandon Graham has retired, and it blows, but we've already known it. Just want you to know that it is official. So that opens up a roster spot, and we did fill it. Slay and Bradbury are both going. Post-June first cuts. All that money information you want to know about, go check out that video from yesterday. But I know a lot of people freaking out. What are we going to do at Edge? We lost Sweat. We lost Brandon Graham. Oh, my Lord. Bryce Huff's now been traded. Well, we've got Nolan Smith, Jalick's son, and we signed Uche, Ojulari, Patrick Johnson's back. Mathis and Henry from last year are back. And we drafted Andron Powell-Ryland. So you have yourself some options at the edge position. Do not care what anybody's saying about how the Eagles don't have this, that, the other thing. They do. And I think that edge rush, young and very exciting. Ojulari and Uche, I think, are two great signings. I think Uche, plays off ball, plays on the edge, and I think he's perfect for Vic Fangio. Holy shit, Herschel. I apologize. My dog doesn't know how to shut the up. But anyways, you're looking at, those two edge guys. You drafted someone like Jihad Campbell that maybe you dabble with a little bit if Dean is ready and you're not using him at linebacker. But I think he's a linebacker in the long run. So regardless, position's good. Brandon Graham, we love you. 15 beautiful seasons. And a shout out to my cousin Anth, who just randomly commented on Facebook on one of the posts about BG, saying he remembered when we drafted him, how I was so excited. A lot of people were pissed because we didn't get JPP, and was just saying how it was cool, it panned out. And I was saying how that was one of my dad's final jerseys. So weird that we liked a Michigan guy so much. But BG, nothing but love for you, dude. And nothing but love for you to my cousin Anth as well. Dude, my brain didn't even function there about how much I did like him. But yeah, man, I love him. And always going to be, that strip sack, getting 2 Super Bowls here, coming back and playing in that last one last year. Love the dude, always and forever. Many of videos about this. We'll continue talking about it. If you have any thoughts on it, love to hear. But let's jump into the player that we signed. So now we've added somebody in. Well, this guy was at the tryouts. So we talked about all of those tryouts. Go check out the tryout video if you want. But we signed who we signed from those tryouts. And now we're bringing a guy who already tried out, but now we have an open spot for him. So Marcus Tate, welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles. And well, let's get to know this young man here by looking at his bio, his stats. I'll show you the full list of undrafted guys. We'll look at everything you need to know, but let's talk about him. So the 4-year kid, this is somebody I've seen he's versatile, this, that. Look, he has played some tackle, but predominantly a guard, and I don't think he's going to be a tackle in the NFL. So most likely just helping you at guard. Well, maybe you try him at center. Who knows with Jeff Stoutland. So I like the kid. He's dealt with a lot of injuries. That's why he was not drafted. More of a day 3 kind of guy anyway, but he did pretty well. Let's take a look. 0 sacks, 0 quarterback hits. He did allow only 4 pressures last year. So played in 10 games, had 659 snaps, 303 rushing, 356 passing, and a 71.0 grade on PFF. Take that for what you will. The 40-yard dash after he was hurt was more like a 5.9. His fastest was like a 5.26. In the pre-draft process, he didn't run a 40, so these are all scattered times throughout, but he's 22 years old. Spent 4 years at Clemson, and as I mentioned, got himself an injury history at an MCL, MPFL, NFL. I don't know. Sorry, but dude, he dealt with some injuries, so that's unfortunate. But, having the luxury to, just be able to sign guys, we have a lot of depth here. So maybe find a diamond in the rough. The dude's got some good awareness, good technique, and it's somebody, hey, 0 sacks allowed, 0 hits. I think, you never know what you can find if he stays healthy. So with Stoutland getting his hands on him, dude's really good in pass protection. And the way Clemson runs their offense, kind of scheme versatile there with their running. So he can play in the zone. He can do all kinds of, things where I think it shows promise. Again, he's an undrafted kid, so you're not expecting, something crazy here, but not the most athletic guy, and those injuries definitely hindered him a little bit, but that's why he's an undrafted free agent. But we add him to the signings, and we've got a bunch here now. So as you can see, you've got 7 guys there on offense, 2 offensive linemen, 3 receivers, and 2 running backs. Then you have a corner, a linebacker, and 2 safeties that you added as well. So, hey, man, the Eagles, they can always find diamonds in the rough, and 11 guys that are undrafted going to give it a shot. And, as I mentioned, this offensive line, a lot of depth here. So, you see in free agency, you see in the draft, in the undrafted pool, we have added a lot of pieces here. I'm very excited about this offensive line, and now Tate gets an opportunity to compete with a bunch of guys trying to get that guard position. So best of luck to him there. And I think, obviously anything can happen, but an uphill battle for him. Best of luck. But let's now take a look at, I don't know how the hell I just clicked that. Hey, BG, welcome back. But going to hey, what if he does come back? And he could, and if he does, they'll end the contract, all that great stuff. We'll talk about it, but I don't think he does. I would go out on top like that, and I'd be fine with it. Love him, always going to miss him. But Marcus Tate, let's take a look now at this updated depth chart with him on it. You can see that offensive line is filled, man. We have got all kinds of depth there now, and you can see the key at the bottom, the rookies with the outlines there. Then you can see the free agent trade guys, and then the reserve future guys in gray there. So color-coded there for you, so you can see how these players were added. The other guys were already here. So, look, run it back, baby. And we just needed some depth. We do that. We get some on the offensive line. And then on defense, we talked about it. Yeah, we lost PG and Sweat, and Bill Williams, and Slay, and CJ Gardner-Johnson. But we already had their replacements here. And we've added more just in case those guys want to replace them or be depth for now. So Howie knows what he's doing. I'm excited about it. Here's the special teams if you want to see that as well, because, well, I always like to keep you up to date with everything. But that is all that I've got for you here tonight. That is all I've got about Marcus Tate. And then, of course, BG, we can talk about him whenever, wherever, all the time. Love the dude, always will. But all I've got for you here tonight. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great night. And, oh, yeah, don't let me forget this. 94 days until Eagles football. We ain't the underdogs anymore, baby, but we'll get out the masks. So get ready, NFL. We're going back to back dynasty. We'll begin here shortly. But have yourselves a fantastic rest of your evening. Fantastic week lies ahead for all of us. I can feel it. Got the crystal ball out, ladies and gentlemen. But look, man, I love you. I'm Beat Street. If you need anything, you can always reach out. You have questions, comments, but it doesn't have to be about the birds. You need a friend. You got anything going on. Never want to see anybody going through this world alone. Just know I'm always here for you guys. I know you're always here for me. So I love you. Have yourselves a great rest of your night. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!